Guess what time it is? So we gotta get up. We gotta get up. It's Vlogmas. We gotta get up. We gotta go. We gotta go. It's Vlogmas. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Book. Oh, not. That is embarrassing. Not, book me. Okay, don't worry about that. Book me. Arch by Bree. Arch by Bree. She did that. Period. Happy Vlogmas. I'm not even gonna start. I've been slacking. I'm not gonna lie. I had every intention on uploading last night, and that would have like corrected my schedule. But as I was, and in the previous clip, it is like real choppy. Like, I think the previous clip is just me showing like the balloon arch that I had made for my niece's birthday. But other than that, I didn't get to show like anything from yesterday. And I'm not gonna like speak on it much because I mean, I feel like it is the holidays and no one wants to, I don't know, deal with like sadness and stuff like that. But my cousin, we had got a call that my cousin had passed away yesterday. And y'all, this is not like a play cousin, even though like play cousins are like a very important relationship as well, but this is like first cousin. My mother's like niece, like this is first cousin, you know, like grew up together. And the news was already hard for our family, but I don't know, I feel like a lot of people get like this when you get around like your mother and you see your mother like crying and screaming and all of that. It just makes it even more hard. And so like seeing my mother and my auntie and my uncle deal with that yesterday, it just was like even more painful or whatever. But I keep trying to find peace in knowing that my cousin, she passed away doing what she loved. Like she was over in Honduras, and she's a Jehovah's Witness, and she was over there doing mission work, and she just loved Honduras. She just loved everything about it, and she was starting to open up a bakery over there because she said that they really don't, like the area that she was in, they really don't have like sweets over there. And so she was opening up a bakery over there, and business was like going good for her. Everyone loved her treats and stuff like that. So that was like a blessing to see that she was like over there doing work for Jehovah, and she was also over there fulfilling her passion of baking. Like she was the baker of the family, okay? She was the baker of the family. It wasn't, she was like, I don't want, when I say mission work, a lot of time when people think mission work, it could come with like a bad notion, but she wasn't like over there. It wasn't, I don't know, she wasn't over there to like trying to take over anything or nothing like that. She was working with the citizens and stuff like that. She wasn't trying to take from them. But it is that she was literally, and I was saying this to my mother last night. I was just like, my grandma passed, I want to say it was like 16 years ago, and on her dying bed, the one thing she just kept repeating is, everyone, please stick together. I want all my kids and all my grandkids and all their kids to stick together. We're all we have. family is all we have. I'm not going to be here anymore to be the peacemaker. So please, you know, just everyone stick together. And that's all my grandmother, like, she didn't talk about nothing else on her deathbed. And here in Indy, it is only my grandmother's kids. Like, our family is originally from Tennessee, Nashville, Pulaski, that area. And so we literally only have like my grandmother's kids here. And so and this was only 3 of her kids. And so when everyone argues and stuff like that, it used to really like upset my grandmother, because we're all we had, literally. And once my grandmother passed away, I can honestly say my cousin, she really kept my grandmother's wish. And like, anytime anyone, anytime my mother, her sister and her brother fell out with each other, she always made sure that you know, she was calling, she was making sure they made up, she was making sure if it wasn't too much time to pass before, you know, they wasn't talking to each other. So I strongly feel happy knowing that she kept up with my grandmother's wish. I'm still in shock right now, because it's like, dang. And it's, again, I'm back at that point where I'm like, dang, she was over there doing mission work for God, and how can she be taken out? But or whatever. And so I strongly believe, you know, like, she, like, well, a lot of people talk about legacy. What is your legacy? And honestly, when I think of my cousin, and when I think about like everything that she has given up here in the United States to go over to Honduras, and I'm not trying to talk down on Honduras, but, and say America is so much better, but, you know, like, she gave up the luxury of having AC. She just gave up the luxury of so much stuff that we in the US take for granted. And she gave up that luxury to go and give back and be selfless. And every time, like last night when I was thinking like over everything, like thinking over her life and stuff like that, I was just like, like, she is the epitome of like that Beyonce song, I Was Here. And she made her mark. I don't want to mispronounce anything because I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but she did introduce me to that. And because of her, I'm never rude to a Jehovah's Witness, because I always think, I don't want people being rude to my cousin. I don't want people like yelling at her or anything just because she's trying to spread the gospel or the Lord's word, or like however they pronounce it or say it, whatever. But on that Beyonce song, it was I was here. You know, and she wants to leave her mark, and my cousin truly left her mark. Like, this isn't a cousin that I didn't grow up around. Like, literally, we all stayed in the same apartment complex growing up for like a few years. Like, my mother stayed on one side, my grandmother stayed in the middle, and then my auntie stayed like in the front. And you know, we all, like, if my mama had to go to work, I was either at my grandmother's house or my auntie's house, and they was watching me. My mother would take all of us to school in the morning. Like, we all grew up because it literally was just us. And I remember the first time I got a passport when I want to say I was 10 or 11. My auntie took us all to the Bahamas on a cruise ship, and none of my other, because they were all, my cousins was like 14, 15, and 16, I want to say it was, or maybe 15, 16, 17, something like that. They're all close in age. And in the Bahamas, the drinking age, I think it's like 16 or something like that. And so they were old enough to go to like the kids club. They was old enough to like drink and stuff like that. And so my other two cousins didn't want no parts. They like, we got freedom here. I ain't watching her, because I was young, so I couldn't go to the kids club and stuff like that. I had to go to like the kids club, not like the kids club. And my cousin, she sometimes she did complain. I mean, rightfully so. She wanna, you know, enjoy life too on a boat, but she never complained when they would stick me with her, like in anything. She was always nice, period. Like, if you knew my cousin, she literally would just give. Like, I remember one time I was sitting and I was talking about, I wonder how that would look in my house, and next thing I know, she ordered it. And that was just like the type of person she was. She was a giver. She gave. And I'm just happy, and I'm trying to find peace with knowing that she literally was fulfilled. And it's so crazy, because my mother called me and she was screaming and crying, trying to tell me what happened. And I'm like, what? She, like, we literally was talking to each other on Instagram, because I had posted a video of Axel being mean to his like stuffed animal, and she was laughing, talking about, she was laughing and she told a joke. And I'm just happy that I was able to respond back to her, and she saw it. Like, and I was just like, that's just so crazy that one minute we're sitting and having conversation, and then 2-3 hours later she's gone. It is like, life is just crazy. And I say this to say, when it is placed on your heart to reach out to somebody, reach out to them. And that's one thing I hate, or one thing that I want to change about me. It's always placed on my heart to reach out to somebody. And literally all week, because I knew she was coming back to the States on Sunday, and we was on my heart, like, text her, tell her you love her, tell her safe travels, and that you'll see her Sunday. And it literally was on my heart, on my heart, on my heart. And but every time it kept popping up in my head, I was either in a car or I was doing something. But what I want to get better at, when it is placed on my heart, to do it. Like, it's being placed on my heart for a reason. And yeah, I don't want to sound like crazy or superstitious or anything like that, but it's so crazy because so she passed away on a boat. Like, her boat has sunk, and all yesterday I could not get, and it was only for like an hour time frame. It was like from, I want to say it was like from 3 to 4. I feel like it was like 3 to 4 or something like that, but it was only for an hour. It literally was just an hour. I could not get cold. I mean, I could not get warm for nothing. I had turned my heat all the way up to, I use the emergency heat. So when you use the emergency heat, it goes all the way up to like 85, and it like just burns. I had turned on my emergency heat. I had put on like some thermal, some fuzzy sock. I had put on like layers, and I had got underneath my covers, and I still could not get warm. And typically somebody will probably be like, oh, you probably just had the chills, or you probably was getting sick. But it was like a different type of coldness. It was like, I can't even explain it, but it was a different type of coldness. And so when the autopsy come back and the report come back, I do want to look to see, like, was that like the time frame? And it's crazy because every time someone passes, I get like a strange, something strange always happens. Like, and so I'm like, I wonder if yesterday when I had like these chills and couldn't get warm, was that something to do with like her passing away or something like that. But I always get like a strange, like something strange always happens to me. But I am gonna continue with Vlogmas. I'm gonna do what I can, but I'm not going to force myself. And because honestly, I can't afford to not do anything, because that's just gonna make me sink into a depression. It really is. And I cannot afford to have like a depression episode. Like I can't afford it. And so I am gonna finish Vlogmas. I did cancel a few things because a few things that I had planned she was invited to, and it wasn't nothing to do with Christmas. I was trying to be considerate of like her religion, and I'm just happy that we all reconnected. I'm happy that we were all putting forth effort to making memories. And I'm happy, and that's another thing. Even if you don't want to be like a content creator and stuff like that, get yourself a camera. I know a lot of people be like, oh, it's on your phone and stuff like that. Yeah, you can use your phone or whatever. I don't think iPhones you can have the option of having a memory card, but I know on Android you can have a memory card. So get yourself a phone, put yourself a memory card in there, and every time you get with your family, take a picture, take a video. And I'm just so grateful that the last few times that we did get to see her when she came back in town, I was taking pictures, I was taking videos. Memories are so important, and make sure you take videos, because they say the first thing you forget when someone passes is their voice. I really feel like the first thing you forget is their scent, and then the second thing you lose is their voice. You forget how they sound, and then sometimes you forget how they look, and then you gotta go and, you know, look at memories and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all, just bear with me. But I am going to continue. It's not gonna be, you know, nothing sad and soppy and stuff like that. I'm gonna push through. So yeah, just give me grace. But we're gonna continue with Vlogmas the best way that I know how. See you guys later. Bye.